Here we have a WPC game which suffered from resets. So what you need to do is to make sure that it passes through 5 volts to the CPU board. The CPU board is that boy there. This is the power board. To check if it's creating 5 volts, you need to measure between that point and that point with a multimeter. My multimeter says it's 5.05, so it's 5 or more. So the 5 volt circuit's good. To measure whether, I think it's this cap, I'm not sure. It could be this one or that one that's involved in the 5 volt circuit. When that cap goes bad, the 5 volt isn't smooth, it's got a ripple on it, and the way to measure ripple is, instead of using DC voltage, to use AC voltage. So it disregards the DC component and just measures the AC component. And with that, you see that the ripple is quite small. When I press the flipper buttons, that doubles, and when I press both of them at the same time, it triples. But still, that's small. That's 8 millivolts of ripple. That's nothing. Because that CPU board has got a circuit on that monitors the 5 volt, and as soon as it sees 5 volt going below 4.8 volts, it resets the CPU on purpose to make sure that memory and things don't get broken and the machine doesn't go haywire. It's for protection. So okay, the 5 volt gets made here. That's the regulator. This is the smoothing cap, or this one, I'm not sure. One of these. And then you have goodies like that. That's a rectifier underneath this heatsink as well. So it could be any one of these components that cuss out, but mostly it's the caps. And you'll see them if they got like a swollen doppy on them, then you know, okay, time to go. But measure the ripple, it'll give you a better idea. Alright, now we need to see what's coming in on the CPU board there. So I'm going to take my probes and just clip them onto that smoothing cap there. I'll give you a close-up now. Like that. Because that capacitor's job is to smooth the 5 volts coming in. So okay, the 5 volts get made here. Goes all the way through into this connector. It from this wire here, it goes onto this little Z connector, or Z connector, onto that one there. And then that's, every time you have a connector, there's a little bit of resistance. And when current flows through resistance, you have voltage drop. So you see on the board itself, on the board itself we're measuring 4.93. Now that's okay, it's fine. Normally if it gets close to 4.8 you're looking for shit. So in most cases it's dirt on the connectors that cause this voltage to go close to 4.8, which will make it reset when the voltage dips when you press flippers, usually when you press both flippers. When it gets bad, it's, you know, when you press one flipper. So what you do is you take this connector, grip it and wiggle it so that the pins making contact with the little plates inside the connector will grind off a little bit of the gunk that's causing the isolation. And you do the same with this one, and you could probably do the same with this little Z connector there as well. And then you check back on your multimeter, and if that voltage has gone up, then you know, okay, you had dirty connectors. So we're almost sitting on 5 volts there. So the connectors are definitely dirty. So that'll sort it out. Not permanently, because it will gunk up again, but it's cheaper than replacing all that shit. And it only happens like once every couple of years. So wiggle your connectors, see what happens. It might go away. You might not need professional help. If it doesn't go away, give me a call. I'll do the whole surgical thing for you, nicely. And I won't rip out the capacitors and screw up the board in the process. I'll do it nicely. I've done it a few times. Okay, WPC resets should be sorted. Thanks for watching.